Day 7, Saturday. Getting ready to leave the campground that I stayed at. Ben's something or other. And make about halfway for my end point today. Be 10 or 11 miles, probably. And there's another campground I might be able to stay at. We'll see. Anyway, feeling pretty good right now. It's going to get hot again. We'll see what happens. Trail should be less than 100 yards up here on the right, probably about 50 yards. Hear the traffic noise. Oh, this could be a swampy little area. So far I've been lucky enough I haven't got my feet wet like I have in several of my other hikes. But could happen. It's looking pretty muddy right here. I can sidestep this, but we'll see what's coming up. Oh my gosh. Come to day 7, and this is what it's come down to. Had my feet dry all these days. Oh my gosh. I'd rather it be, this kind of yucky stuff too you're sinking in. All right. I know it's a half a mile to a road crossing, and then we cross back over. It's probably still swamp. This will be an interesting day. Up to the top of my socks. If I'd have wore my waterproof socks, I might have been good. Out of the muddy swamp for the time being, so that may be the only time that happens if I'm lucky. You can hear the cars. I'm running parallel for just a little bit before I cross State Road 40. I'm getting all the cobwebs. This is still rough trail, and in the mornings all the cobwebs are out. Nobody's been through here yet, so I'm doing it for them. I think this is 40. Yeah, it is. All right, let's see what the other side has. If it's more swamp. Actually, that's 40 up there that I'm running parallel with, so, but I do cross it eventually in just a little bit. Here is how I handle the cobwebs. I take a hiking pole and just kind of continually wave it. Oh, you can't see. You can't see most of them. I saw a little bit of flicker in the light, and that's about the only time you get to see them. Yeah, there's a couple right here. So, whoop, I just ran into them, so that's okay. I'm used to big spider webs hitting me in the face. Here's another one right there. As I approach 40 highway, looks like somebody left some water caches. Trail angel. I'll tell you what, whenever it's hard to come by water, those are awesome. If I'd have known they'd have been here, I might not have. Well, no, I didn't leave, but probably less than a mile from here. So, all right, 40 highway, we go across the road and continue on. Finally, out of that really crappy area where the trail wasn't hardly ever maintained, other than orange blazes, and as you can see, much better path. I just crossed 40. Now this 40 crossing for the Florida Trail is the west corridor. The east corridor crossing up by 40 is at Juniper Springs. So I don't know how far that is, but they're pretty far apart, and they do eventually converge on a place where you can get supplies. It's a little bar called the 88 store. Relatively semi-famous on the Florida Trail. a great place. They'll even let you stay in the back, at least the last time we were there. Just came across this forest road. There's a pickup, an older guy stopped and asked me if that was my stuff. He said it's been here for over a day, which is kind of concerning in a way. Looks like a good sleeping bag. He lives up the road a little ways. He said he comes by because his property's back to my left. And I said, well, I'd go 2 or 3 days before I'd pick it up. And he said he was just wondering if he should call anybody on, if somebody got lost or something. I doubt it. So, hey, maybe I'll run into somebody up here. Maybe it fell out of a truck. Who knows? Well, I was booking and the mind was wandering, which is kind of a good thing out here. I think it's good for the mind. But I missed my turn. So I was walking a while and didn't see an orange blaze. I'm going, uh-oh, you better double check. Go around the next corner. Nope, no orange blaze. Pull out my app. Certainly, hopefully I'll show you the blue dot where I'm off. Insert it here. Okay, I'm back to, I see an orange blaze up there, so the turn must be right there or right here. That makes sense, because if you turn and go that way, the way I came from. So this is what I missed. Look, of course the orange blaze is not big, but had I been looking. All right, that's a lesson anybody can learn. Coming up on a little bridge, I assume to go over some type of marsh, water, whatever. It looks like it's fairly long. Let's see. I guess I should have looked it up on my FarOut app. It is wobbly. Oh, still going. I think I see the end of it up here. It's one of the longer ones I've been on. Thank you, Florida trail maintainers. One's even longer. I've been walking on it for maybe 30 yards. It keeps going, so I thought I'd see if it goes much longer. Nope, it ends here, but it's still probably about twice as long as the last one, maybe 1.5. Yes, and I've gone about 3 miles. This little section just opened up really nice and wide. Reminds me of the section I do a lot of out at Seminole State Forest. That's 1 mile back towards the shelter. Nice and wide. Well, I've been in this pine forest for quite some time. Very nice little forest road. Probably gone about, I think I've gone about 2.8 miles. It's been a little bit over an hour, so I'm not going very fast. I would like to take a break, but I'd love it if I could find a nice little set of scrub oaks where it's nice and flat underneath. I can sit down, lay down, and have a snack. We'll see if one comes up here before too long. I'm hoping, but with all these pine trees, it's not looking good. All right, the thought just occurred to me again. This is day 7. I have not seen one backpacker that's hiking the Florida Trail in 7 days. I'm a little surprised. Of course, it is hot, but they should have started. It should be, there should be some. They're probably the vast majority of them are on the east corridor. I did see that first night I camped, and I went up to a large group that was backpacking, but they were doing a loop trail, 43 miles, and it only did a small section of the Florida Trail. So Other than that, I've seen a few day hikers, not even many of them. And those are usually around population centers where people drive out and do day hikes. Interesting. We'll see. I've got tomorrow yet. Maybe I'll run across an actual backpacker but no through hikers. All right, it is 10:30, and I definitely would like to take a break. So I am going to toss down right here. A little forest road through there. Oh, I need to take a left here anyway. But I think I'm just going to break down right here. The ground cloth is wet, so I'm not going to lay it down. I'm just going to sit down on the ground and lean back against my backpack. Eat a couple of packages of cashews and trail mix and relax. That's where I came from. Getting ready to cross 145th Avenue Road. Oh, northeast 145th. There you go. Northeast, NE, whatever that means. Oh, there's a little bridge up there. Oh, I think that's an old historic concrete bridge. Let's see what this section brings us. I think I'm 8 miles right now from the turn to a campground that I'm pretty sure I'm going to stay at or near. Just walked back around the corner to make sure there's an orange blaze staring at me, and it was. So ran across this. It looks like it's almost totally blocking the trail, so needs a little maintenance, but I'll get through here. This pine forest goes on forever. It's beautiful, but I've been in it for a long time, quite a few miles. And there's intermittent sun. You can see like this sun right here. Once in a while there'll be, actually there's intermittent shade. A little less shade than sun. Here comes a slightly shaded section. But this thing just goes on. There's full 360. You saw me go left. I'm ready for some oak hammock or something different. Well, I've got 6 miles left. I still need to stop for lunch. It's 12:18. I'd like to stop by 12:30 if I can find a decent place where I can lay down. I've got a 2-day-old sandwich from Publix in my backpack. This thing has been going on way longer than anything I've been on today or any time on this trip. It's unbelievable. I've been booking it through here, and it's been, I don't know, half a mile so far? I'm not sure. Quarter mile? Half a mile? It's hard to say, but I'm making good time. And I'm just surprised that it just keeps going. This shows how dry it is, because they don't put this up just for fun. If they could have a path, they would rather have a path. It's a lot of work. And so I'm assuming most of the time. And it's called bog bridges, so we must be in a really dry spell. If it rains a lot, this must fill with water. Holy guacamole. We're going from fairly dense pine forest out into this open area here for evidently, I don't know, all the way at least to those pine over there, unless it goes around the corner. Oh, clouds, stay out in between me and the sun, please. It's hot. It is 12:40, 10 minutes past when I wanted to stop for lunch. Give me some shade here, boys and girls. It's a little bit right here. Gonna have to make it do. All right, right here's the biggest shade spot I see, and closest. Oh, my feet definitely need to be aired out. Shoes are muddy, still wet. Socks, I've Hopefully they'll dry out a little bit. It's a long straight road. I've got a little bit of road walk, I think, not much. All right, probably about 100 yards to this turn. This road, I bet there was 4 or 5 little roadster type vehicles that were just flying down here 70 or 80 mile an hour. I don't know if they're having, it's at least 4 or 5 of them were together, and then another one came just a while ago. They must be racing. Oh my gosh. Could we possibly be coming into some forest for a while? I hope so. You can tell the difference. All right, so let's take a right. Let's take a right. Please dip into that forest. Give me some shade. Whoops. Yes. All right. Wants me to take a left. Good. It's looking good so far, unless it's just swamp. All right, coming down CR County Road 314. I think it's on the Google Maps. It says 314A. Oh, which way do we go? I see a Florida trail. Wow, this is new asphalt. There's where we're going. I think another 1.5 miles to the turn. All right, I'm about 7 or 8 minutes away from the turn down the road to the Ocala Conservation Center. I'm going to go down there to see what's going on. See if I can get some water. I could get water here, easy. But who knows? I may spend the night at the Conservation Center if they let me. I wonder what this little place is. It's pretty cool though. It's got running water. I could always get water here and filter it. I think somebody said be careful of the gators. This looks like about 3/10 of a mile down to the Ocala Conservation Center. If nothing else, I can get water. But it's 241. It'll be 3 decisions. Well, this is why you're supposed to call first. Hey. What the heck? Okay, I'm behind the main office building. It's been locked, nobody's around. And right there's where I got water. I sat at this picnic table, tried calling a number, but to be honest, they've got a youth group in here. It has the whole place rented. I talked to really nice people. They're working with foster kids, so there's no way they're going to let some hobo-looking guy or anybody stay here for probably liability reasons. Anyway, but up here 2.5 miles, well, it's going to be 2.8 because it's 3/10 back to the trail. There's a clearing that FarOut says is for it can be used for camping. So I loaded up with water. I've got 2.5 liters. That's probably, I think, 2.2 pounds a liter. So about 6 pounds worth of water, because I can't depend on any water sources. And shoot, I don't want to have to filter. I've only got an hour of hiking, roughly hour and 10 minutes maybe, and I'll be there. So it's almost 4, so a little bit after 5 I should be there, and I have plenty of time to set up before dark. And then I only have 9 miles tomorrow to finish at the 88 store. All right, I feel much better after a long break. Where is it? Oh. Uh-oh. That's the real deal there, boys and girls. Bear scat. All right, this is Salt Springs Highway 314. I don't know if that's County Road or State Road 314, but it's also called Salt Springs Highway. We cross this, and then it's about a half a mile up to a clearing where they say I can camp. Oh, just crossed the road, and look, somebody has left this. I don't know if there's anything left. It's what they call trail magic. Let's see. Oh, holy shit. Oh, I don't know. That looks bad. Nope. All right, a little different terrain and with the growth on the ground. I got to be within, well, I think that light at the very end there is probably the clearing. Damn it, I was walking and looking at my phone, and I ran into a spider web, which I've done a bunch of, but this one had a spider still on it. He's crawling down my face. All right, I think we're coming up on the clearing. Yes, we are. I hope it's decent. All right, this is the clearing. The trail goes on that way, and there's lots of places I could set my tent up. That's where I came from, right there. And this looks like a winner right here. Awesome. Fairly level, maybe. Whatever. I'm gonna make it do. All right, this was my last night, night 7. That's my tent. There's a fire over there, fire pit that I made, and over here is my bear hang. You can see it hanging up in the tree right up there. Perfect. I have most things packed, almost ready. But boiling my water for some coffee. Got the fire going again. Probably be leaving in the next 30-40 minutes. That's where my tent was. LNT, leave no trace. That's where I came from. Florida Trail. That's my fire. I kicked around, spread out. This is where I'm going, 8.8 miles to 88 store connector. Another 0.2 of a mile to the store, so 9 miles. I'm guessing 3.5 to 4 hours. Take a little break. 3.5 to 4 hours should do it. It's nice and cool. Last night, at one point, I saw temperatures in the 50s on my little temperature gauge. So, pretty good. Well, that's the remains of a little bit of bear scat. It wasn't from last night, but I was thinking about them. All right. This is by a little forest road. I wish they'd come in, bring in a picnic table or something. Oh, it's a power line road. Telephone line road. Do they have telephone lines? All right, let's see what this morning has to do. I should be, yeah, I'll be done by noon. Pretty much going down a pretty good grade right now. Feels good going downhill. My legs are strong, stronger than ever. This is what you should do prior to a long AT or some other long hike. 100 miler will get your legs in shape, but I actually prefer just to, if you're not in a rush, get yourself in shape as you go. So after this, I'll be in shape, and then I'll start eating and drinking a few beers and be out of shape again for the next hike. Well, Remember that down I just was talking about? Now I'm going up. It's down back that way now. All right, let's see if I can swing this around without getting too much. All right, little trail time, not much, but Orange Blaze on the right track. I got off trail a couple of times yesterday, but as soon as I don't see an Orange Blaze within 50 to 100 yards, normally I start looking back behind me because sometimes they're just marked, for the other direction, and you don't see one. Then I'll pull out my app and see if my little blue dot is off of the red line. So I caught myself pretty quick a couple times yesterday. Anyway, on the road again. This trail has been some of the nicest, easiest going, but I see we're going to make a turn. A little bit narrower for a while. I've been hitting with a few spider webs, even on that big, wider path, so I'm definitely using my pole. I've been hitting the face a bunch. Since nobody is hiking, I get to be the one to take out the spider webs. I believe they call that silk blazing. I think I'm just a little under 7 miles now from the connector to the 88 store. Coming up on Forest Road 77, I believe. Oh, spider web. What the heck is that? Forest Road 1. Huh. The map said NS 77, whatever that stands for. National Service? I don't know. All right. Orange Blaze. Didn't I pass that once before? Does it do a wraparound? I always like to look down these roads. I have seen, certainly not this trip, even in cars, bears crossing the road, deer and bear. Well, I'm about halfway from the start this morning to the 88 store, and my shoulders are sore. 8:30, it's been a couple of hours. I really need a break, but there's nothing. I've been walking looking for a place. I still have 4 minutes before actually I'm a little over halfway. But there is a 0.6 up here. I see there's another forest road. I like those, often work out pretty good because they've been graded at some point and they've got an embankment and maybe some trees around where there's some shade, and you can kind of lay on an embankment on an incline. You can see right through here there's absolutely nothing. Lay right in the middle of the trail, but it's not an incline. There's a lot of stuff in the way. If I can find something where there's grass, something soft, or leaves, that would be ideal. All right, here we are at the forest road now. Just got to look for a place, maybe a little shade. See how the banks down there's some shade, but there's a big, there's an intersection up here, and there's a big chunk of shade. Let's see what happens up here. Find a spot. Yeah, there's a couple. This one right here. This looks more appealing right here. All right, I'm booking pretty fast. This is FR 8 or 9? 9. Farm Road 9. Wow, it's a lot of sandy road, a long way. All right, I was really booking there. Probably doing at least 3 miles an hour. Looking like basically I'll get to 88 store around 12, close to 12:30 I think, unless I really keep booking it like this. I'm probably around an hour away from the turn, maybe a little more, to the 88 store. But look at the trees here, how they're slanted. All of them are slanted. Somewhere back there, just a little ways, was supposed to be a connector to the 88 store, but I didn't see it. There's no blue blaze. What is this? Almost like a little path that way, but you know what? I believe that's the road right over there. I need to take a ride on. So let's do what they said. Unless you want to bushwhack, go up to this next road. Well, this is taking me over to that road right here without me going up that way and over. We'll take the hypotenuse of the triangle. I walked up that way to the 88 store corral, which is what this is. And that's the 88 store down there. I've been here several times. Definitely walking the eastern corridor. Never from this direction. But I have walked up to the horse corral. But we're there. Oh no, it's up that, I think it's up that hill there. That's the 88 store. Up that hill. Oh my gosh. I am beat. I can't wait for a pizza and beer.